Welcome to Soul Harmonics Healing Temple and Cosmic Classroom.
Hello, Soul Family. Welcome to Soul Harmonics Cosmic Classroom. I am your humble spiritual guide, mentor, and Ascension educator, Jenna Ajna Love, here to reunite you with the divine frequency of your soul and to remind you and activate you into your higher consciousness expansion, allowing you to remember your innate, divine, light, love, power, and wisdom that you hold within your physical body and your spiritual temple. In this lesson and curriculum, I'm going to share the lower three chakras and how they are connected to the third dimensional reality and our third dimensional state of consciousness, and how we need to transcend outside of them, above our lower center emotions, our subconscious, our instincts, and conscious mind, to be able to access our heart and soul matrix, and ultimately our monad and avatar self. Before we get started, I am going to say a prayer to set the space and put a bubble of light around our container here today. So I just want everybody to close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, and put your hand over your heart and tune into this now moment. I now call in the divine energy of the God Source unified field. I invite in all benevolent teams, guardians, angels, and spirit guides of 100% light, asking for you to join us in this sacred container as we all connect our hearts and consciousness in unity. Bathe us in your holy light of protection, keeping us safe from negative outside influences and negative energy, as we share our hearts and wisdom with the intention to be of service to humanity, aligned in unconditional love, humility, and authenticity. I humbly allow my vessel to be infused with your love, light, healing, and wisdom, offering myself as a conduit of your healing rays, reflecting the holy fire of spiritual alchemy to all who are in my presence today. May your divine grace seal this container with protection and love. Thank you, Holy Presence. And so it is. So let's talk about the lower three chakras. I'm just going to give you a very simple review of the lower three chakras and how they're connected to the third dimensional reality and keeps us within that third dimensional state of consciousness. This is something that I'm going to be offering in my Cosmic Classroom curriculum workshop that I am currently putting together, and I will keep you posted on that. So this is just going to be a little prelude to something bigger that I'm creating for you. So the lower three chakras are connected to the third dimensional reality plane. Okay, so you have your first, your second, and your third chakras. Your first chakra is the root that is connected to the subconscious mind. The second chakra is the sacral, that is connected to the instinctual mind. And the third chakra is the solar plexus, which is connected to the conscious mind. Okay, so these are our lower three centers. Okay, that is 1 through 3. So each chakra is connected to a dimension as well. First dimension, second dimension, third dimension. Okay, and then we go higher. We go to the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth, which leads us to the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye, the ajna chakra. And so you have your fourth, your fifth, and your sixth. So your first three chakras encompass your personality matrix. This is connected to the personality. And your second layer, triad, is the fourth, fifth, and sixth chakra, which is connected to your soul and your heart matrix. This is what humanity is currently plugging back into. We are leaving our lower centers and we are plugging into our soul. We are reuniting with our soul for the first time in eons of time. Okay, so a lot of people who have a lot of karma, trauma, pain, shadow work that they need to clear, negative emotions, entity attachments, cords, and things that keep them stuck in their lower center emotions. These individuals are going to have a harder time deeply connected into their soul layer, right? So the soul and the heart, these layers are very critical for us to connect to our higher power, to feel love and receive love, and to really just connect into those higher ethereal states of being. When we're stuck in our lower three chakras, that keeps us bound to the root, right? It keeps us bound to a very linear, boxy state of being where we only can see what's right in front of us. We see things as black and white, we see things as linear, and we're so bogged down by our lower center emotions and our worries, right? So we have fears, right? Our fears are lodged down in those lower centers. We have a lot of abandonment issues and emotional things that we are storing from our childhood, from past lives. All of our subconscious layers and programs from all of our lifetimes are stored within that hard drive, which is the subconscious mind. And a lot of us don't even realize that we have all of these things stored in there that are literally controlling our reality. And then we react from that place instinctually, which is the second chakra. This is connected to our pain body. This is our emotional center. This is connected to, our sex and all of the relationships and sexual experiences and things that we've gone through in this lifetime. And so if we've had multiple partners, if we'd had a lot of trauma, rape, things that, have happened to us within those regions, we are still connecting into those energies of those experiences. We are still connecting into the energies of all of the partners that we've been with through a cord. And it's up to us to do cord cutting and to really dig into those layers and to connect deeply into those memories because they're lodged within our chakra energy bodies. And a lot of the times we are still corded to our partners that we've been with in the past and we don't even realize it. And that could be siphoning our energy, siphoning our life force energy. And so it's really critical, important that we clean these layers out. We activate these chakras. We give them attention. We give them love, right? These are things that we need to work on balancing and harmonizing, but they have to be brought into our awareness so that way we can heal and transmute the things that are wedged within those energy centers that are keeping us blocked from achieving our highest spiritual embodiment. And so then we have the solar plexus, the sun plexus. This is connected to our conscious mind. This is the will. This is the ego. And this is where the majority of humanity is right now. We are in that 3, right? The third chakra, the third dimension. Most people are connected to that ego still. A lot of people are connected to the negative ego. All right. And so then we have these lower instinctual layers of our energy bodies. The root keeps us grounded. That's like, issues of like feeling grounded and safe and stable. And a lot of our abandonment issues are here. This is like survival. This is all about survival, keeping us rooted into earth, keeping us rooted in our life. This is about, sustenance and how we're going to get our food and our money. And a lot of poverty consciousness is wedged down in here. I noticed a lot of people on my journey that I work with, they're suffering with major abandonment issues stemming from their childhood. This comes from that root chakra, right? So there's some beautiful exercises and tools that you can do to activate these chakras and to clean them out and transmute them, those energies that are lodged in there. And again, the first thing is awareness. We have to have awareness to these things. We have to have awareness that our chakras are even there and they exist. And so a lot of humanity is stuck within the lower three chakras. We're stuck in survival mode. We're stuck in our sexual regions, right? This is our reproductive. This is the pain body. This is where a lot of our emotions that are unhealed and stored and repressed get stored. They get stored within our sacral chakra. And so a lot of people still who have not done the work to expand and ascend their consciousness and to evolve beyond the sacral. They're still ruled by their sexual drives. They're still ruled by their sexual misery programming, where they're still thinking about, sex and lust and basically like the seven deadly sins, right? And so if we are still thinking and feeling and reacting from our sexual centers, this is a very lower instinctual animalistic behavior that keeps us stuck and bound to the lower realms of the third dimension. So one of the things that we're learning to do is evolve beyond that lust, that lustiness that we have, that overly, desire for sex and stimulation, right? And as we ascend our consciousness and we start to connect deeper into our soul and into our heart, that is going to automatically transcend and transmute those lower centers, and especially how we feel around sex. It's going to be more of a divine love and a yearning for beauty and sensuality and connection at a soul level. And so we're not going to be ruled by those lower instinctual sexual drives that once ruled us in the past. So this is something that we're all working on right now. And the other thing is the conscious ego of the solar plexus. A lot of people are still very much in control. They have to control everything around them, and they're still very much an ego. And so as we start to learn these higher spiritual principles and tools and things that we can do to evolve our consciousness, we're going to get beyond the need to control everything, right? That is that ego. Of course, we need our ego, right? Our ego is a part of us. It works with our spiritual embodiment. So as a tool to help us have this experience, to recognize this experience, to document this experience, and to basically be in the driver's seat of this experience. So we can record all of the things that we've accumulated in these lower realms, right? The lower third dimension. And we can bring that back with us. We can evolve from those experiences into a higher spiritual embodiment of who we really are at the core of our being. And so we already are spiritual beings, and we just forgot who we are. We fell down into the lower planes and dimensions to have these experiences so we can evolve beyond them. And that's how powerful we are. So the ability to evolve beyond your lower center emotions, those lower three chakras that are connected to the personality matrix. This is all about yourself, right? A lot of people are still very much identifying with the self. And as we ascend, that over-identification to the self starts to fade. We start to become more unified, and our urges and desires are now in unity consciousness. And so now we start to put the self on the back burner. And now everything that we do is for the higher good of the universal welfare, for the oneness and the unity of all of humanity. And our work in the world, we become a way shower of God, Goddess. We become a way shower of spirit. And we don't identify anymore with I, me, self, right? This is like coming into like all the material things, right? So those lower chakras are connected to the material world. They're connected to the material plane and our desire to be embedded and enmeshed in the material world. Our lower senses, our touch, taste, all of those lower senses, although they're very beautiful, they do keep us bound to the lower dimensions. And so as we evolve, we start tapping into our higher sensory perception, we start tapping into our psychic abilities, to our third eye, our crown chakra. We start opening up those higher abilities, the clairsentient, clairaudience, and those lower center emotions don't rule us anymore. Okay. So one of the most important things on this ascension journey is understanding and recognizing your chakras. These are your energy bodies that are attached to your light body system. And so it's very important to understand what your chakras are and what they're connected to, what traits they're connected to, what energetics they're connected to. And so I always say we got to start from the ground up, especially in this third dimensional reality, right? We come from spirit, we drop down into this human experience, but so now we got to work our way back up to spirit, and we can't skip steps, right? We're not going to just go jumping all the way to the spirit without cleansing, clearing, and releasing, all of the stuckedness and the low energetics that are in our lower chakras that we've accumulated over years and lifetimes. And so we want to focus on the first, the second, the third. Okay, this is that personality matrix. We want to focus on, our lower emotions and our triggers. Okay, that is going to lead us to incredible healing around our lower three chakras. And another beautiful tool that you can use is syncing up with the color of those chakras, right? The first chakra is the lowest spectrum of the wave of energy, which is the red wave. The second chakra is the orange wave, and the third chakra is the yellow wave. And so you can work with these colors and incorporate them with using color therapy as well, as you're starting to really tune in to those chakras. Another thing that's really beautiful is eating the colors of the chakras. And so every day I have a beautiful salad, and I call it the earth salad or the chakra salad. And I make sure that every color of the chakra is in my salad, because whether you're realizing it or not, this is activating the healing of those chakras and energy systems. So another thing we have to recognize is a lot of our pain that we're carrying in our bodies, right? So if you have abandonment issues, let's say, that's connected to your first chakra, this is going to feel, you're going to have a lot of back pain. You're going to have kidney issues. I notice a lot of people that are carrying a lot of those abandonment issues. They have a lot of autoimmune. This is also connected to the other two, the sacral and the solar plexus. But if you have anything going on with your lower three chakras, you're going to have a lot of autoimmune dis-ease in your body. There's going to be kidney issues. There's going to be reproductive issues, especially when you get into that sacral chakra. You're going to have a lot of reproductive issues, fertility issues. You might have a hard time having a child. There might be pain in there. You might be prone to having cysts in that region. This is because there's stuck energy in there, okay? Because we have to understand that everything starts from spirit and drops down into the physical. And so our thoughts, our emotions, things that we think about every day, things that we haven't healed within ourselves, this is energy that needs to express itself. And so when we don't allow it to move through us, it gets stored within that energy layer and in that chakra. And then it develops as some type of sickness and disease and ailment. Okay, so if you have fertility issues or things going on in that lower region, okay, you want to check in with yourself. What am I holding on to? What things from my childhood haven't I healed yet? Are there issues around sex? Did you have were you raped? Did you have horrible sexual partners? You want to look back. Did you have a miscarriage? Did you have an abortion? A lot of these energetics will stay stuck inside of those regions until we have had the opportunity, the strength, and the ability to face them head on and to heal them, and most importantly, forgive them. And so a lot of people who have high nerves and autoimmune sickness have a lot of issues going on in that solar plexus, right? So I noticed through a couple of clients who have major autoimmune and have issues with like Crohn's and things of that caliber, they have a hard time letting go of control. They're very much in their ego, and they have a very hard time just surrendering to life. They feel like they need to hold on to dear life and control everything around them. And so when we have that over, drive to control things, this also creates dis-ease within our solar plexus, all of the lower chakras, but especially the solar plexus. You'll notice that you'll have, a heartburn, stomach issues, constipation, issues around eating, and again, a lot of autoimmune disease, which we won't get into here because that is a lengthy topic. And so again, pay attention to what's going on in your body. Pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to any dis-ease that you have, any ailments that you have. Is there something that keeps coming up for you, like a sickness, right? Do you keep getting the same things? Do you keep getting a cyst, right? Do you keep getting nauseousness? Do you keep getting constipation? These are just a few examples. If something keeps popping up within your fields, within your physical body, that is because there's something that needs to be healed, something that is wedged inside of your energetic layers and your energy fields within your body. And so again, this is all about doing the work. Okay. In my last episode, we talked about emotional clearing. We talked about shadow work integration, healing that karma, that trauma, those mental triggers. This is what we are here to do. We are here to heal. We are here to clean up our baggage, to dig into those subconscious layers so they don't become instinctual and we're not ruled by our lower center emotions, right? How well do we handle life, right? How is our response to life? Pay attention to those things. Are you freaked out about every little thing that happens in your life, every little stressor? Does it, knock you out for days? Pay attention to those things. Or if something happens in your life, is it more peaceful and calmer? Are you more at ease? Are you able to surrender into the things that arise in your life that are adversarial and give you adversity, right? How well do you handle stress and adversity? That would be the question. Because when you start to ascend and evolve into your soul and your heart chakras and complex and matrix, right? You're going to respond so much differently to life. You're going to feel lighter, calmer. A lot of your physical ailments are going to dissipate. You're not going to feel sick anymore. You're not going to feel bogged down. You're not going to feel heavy. You're not going to feel worried. You're not going to have as many triggers. You're not going to have as many emotional reactions to things. And when things arise, there's this understanding and this feeling that it's okay. I got this. All is well. All is in divine order. That is how you know you're connecting deeper into your soul and your heart, is when you know that when things arise in your life, that you can handle them more with ease. Okay. So this journey is all about how well do we handle adversity? Okay. This all comes back to what do we have stored in our subconscious layers? What do we have stored in our sacral, right? In that root, in that solar plexus. Okay. So before we can ascend, before we can access those higher stations of identity within ourselves, we really need to transmute those lower center emotions. This is so critical to our healing and spiritual path. Okay, so one of the things that we need to recognize is fear. Okay, are we in fear, right? So a lot of the things that transpired over the last few years, right? You want to ask yourself, how did I handle this crisis? How do I handle crises in my life? How did I handle the crisis on planet Earth over the last few years? Did I freak out? Was I in fear? Did I run to the doctor every time I thought I was sick? Right? Do I run to the doctor every time I feel, a cough in my throat? Right? That's just one small example. Or did I trust God? Did I trust the higher power, the universe, all that is? Did I trust my soul, my heart, and my physical body? Our physical bodies are amazing. They were made in the image of God. They are incredible. They know what to do. They're intelligent. They know how to heal. The body knows how to heal itself if we just get out of its way. All we need to do is assist it and to trust. So you want to ask yourself, how much do I fear? Okay, that's going to really allow you to see where you're at and how enmeshed you are in those lower center emotions. How many cords do I have? Am I attached to things? Okay, these are certain things like that are just really important to pay attention to. Some of the simple things that you can do to really dig into those lower three chakras. But first, it's important to just be honest with yourself and be easy on yourself. I always say this, it's so important as we're going through this journey of healing and awakening back to our original self, back to our highest spiritual self. We are reconnecting to our higher monadic self. We're reconnecting to God. We are reconnecting to love. We are reconnecting to our soul and our heart, these things we've been disconnected to for so long because we've all lived in fear. We've all been existent in this third dimensional reality. We've been stuck in our lower three chakras. We've been stuck in our pain body, in our sacral. We've been stuck in our karma, our trauma, our emotions, the things that we don't forgive. The things that we don't forgive, the people that we don't forgive, they also keep us stuck in those lower three chakras. Okay. So I'm going to get into this more in one of my curriculums for my Cosmic Classroom workshop that I will be holding very shortly. But this is just kind of like a little example of the things I'm going to be getting into in deeper, much deeper, and how you can heal yourself at the highest level. And I'm here to just be of guidance and assistance to put you back on track to your highest spiritual embodiment. But you already have the tools. You already innately know what to do. I'm just here to paint the picture, to give you the wisdom and the tools to activate your remembrance back into who you are so you can be the best version of yourself on this journey. But you have to understand, for those who are tuning in, this is not a quick thing, okay? Ascension and evolution is not quick. We cannot skip steps. We have to work on each layer, piece by piece, one by one. First layer, second layer, third layer, fourth layer, fifth layer, sixth, seventh, okay? 7 chakras. And then there's more. We go up 8th, 9th, 10th, all the way up to 15. And so what we're doing is we're focusing on those layers of ourselves. And we always use that analogy of peeling back the layers of the onion. Well, that is true. That's what we're doing. We're peeling back the layers of our onion. And we're not skipping. We're not going from, the first layer to the fourth layer, because what about the 2 layers that are in between that? Okay. You don't want to skip layers because we're here to purify ourselves. We're here to ascend and to expand our consciousness. But before we can do that, don't we want to be cleansed, cleared, and purified of all of the density and the pain and the suffering and the grief and the sadness that we're carrying? We don't want to bring that with us to the new earth. We don't want to bring that with us into the golden age. As a matter of fact, we can't bring that with us into the golden age because the frequencies on the planet are going to be so high. These solar frequencies, the solar fire is spiritual fire, and it's purifying our bodies, purifying our mind, purifying our emotions, our astral layers, okay, our elementals, okay. This solar fire, this plasma, this golden age that we are moving back into is purifying our vessel to hold Christ consciousness within ourselves once again, to pull down our highest spiritual, perfected, beautiful, graceful, intellectual, eternal, powerful embodiment of our God self, God perfected self. This is what we're working toward. And this is incredible. And this is divine work. This is self-mastery. And it's incredible. Okay. So we're all at different levels. There's no race. There's no rush. We're all doing this together. We're all going to the same place. So I invite you to really tune into yourself and start layer by layer, piece by piece, healing those layers of yourself that need assistance, okay? And you can start with the first chakra. Really dig into that first chakra. Move on to the second. Move on to the third, and so forth and so on. Okay? But again, you don't want to skip steps. This is our time of purification. We are here to heal. I mean, really just an incredible process. We were given all the tools within our body, within our soul. Our soul, right, holds the memories of the consciousness of all experiences and incarnations that we have ever existed within, starting from the very beginning of when we were seated as angelic humans or star seeds, okay? We have everything we need within us. We are just remembering who we are, slowly but surely remembering who we are. And I, as a spiritual steward and guide and mentor, am just here to remind you of what you already know. You just forgot. Okay? I forgot. I had to be remembered. I've always been very connected. I've always been activated. I always had a knowing. Okay? I always remembered my starseed origins, and my consciousness was very, very expanded at such a young age. But I still forgot. I fell into the traps of the lower chakras. I fell into the traps of the lower personality matrix of the lower 3D world. I got lost. I played with fire, right? I was feeding my lower center emotions, feeding that lower sexual center, okay? Playing in that, that lunar energy. And it got me in trouble. I made mistakes. I forgot who I was. I got stuck in, the root with having, issues around scarcity and poverty mentality and always worrying about money. I've had major, issues around control, that solar plexus chakra, like needing to control everything. After all, I'm a Virgo, and Virgos like to control everything. And so, we all forget who we are. This is part of the journey. This is part of the course. We're here. We're being activated into our awakening. Okay. Such a beautiful process. It's bittersweet. It's painful. It's heavy. It's a lot of work, but we're doing this together. We are in this together. You're not alone. You are not alone. And so I hope that this was helpful for you today. I hope that I could be of assistance. Again, be easy on yourself. And I will be diving deeper into the chakras. We're going to be talking about, in my course, I'm going to be talking about the energy bodies. I'm going to be talking about all the chakras and the systems. and their traits. I'm going to be getting into the Lightbody. Okay, so it's going to get a little deeper in my curriculum. So if you're interested, I highly recommend that you sign up for my newsletter. And that will basically give you updates on when to expect the Cosmic Classroom Masterclass. Okay. So I love all of you so dearly, and I hope that you're doing wonderful out there. And just again, know that you're not alone and that we're in this together. And I'm your cosmic sister, and I'm here to be of assistance and guidance to all who need it. So let us do our closing prayer. And I would love everybody to put your hand over your heart, close your eyes, and connect into your breath, that beautiful prana, that chi, that life force energy of the divine that just flows through our physical vessel. So beautiful. I now seal this session with love, light, and gratitude, asking all who tune in to this consciousness space to be protected in a pillar of healing light. May all hearts be filled with love, and the spiritual wisdom we shared today activate all hearts deeper into their remembrance as a divine, sovereign, eternal spirit on a cosmic journey. May all souls be reunited with their inner spirit, leading them back into balance, wholeness, equilibrium, and all-knowing peace. And so it is. So, sending all my love. Thank you for tuning in to Soul Harmonics Cosmic Classroom. Be easy on yourself, love yourself, stay grounded, stay humble, and forgive yourself, forgive others. Be compassionate and be loving and unconditionally loving. I love you to the stars, and I'll see you next time.